Drop the chalupa. Put it down and back away.
Sir, don't be silly. Drop the chalupa.
I said, drop the chalupa.
Put it down, man.
Yeah, drop the chalupa.
And now, from the craziest city on the planet, this is Online Tonight, on the air toll-free at 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546. And now, the host of Online Tonight, Max.
All right, welcome to Online Tonight on this festive Sunday right before Christmas. Regardless of what holiday you are celebrating, we hope that you have a fantastic one. We celebrate Christmas, so Merry Christmas. And I believe Hanukkah is over. Hopefully you had 8 crazy nights and that it was a good time. I am Max. This is episode number 2094 of Online Tonight, where we talk about the latest in tech, pop culture, and more. And more for me includes pretty much anything but politics. Many other people are smarter at that than I am. So I want you to think theme parks, food, pets, video games, movies. Coming up this hour, of course, we've got our Geek Speak, our Bookmark This. Amazon's got some products that you should absolutely stop using right away. Sony might be getting a holiday classic. They already own part of it. Maybe they own more of it. We'll talk about that a little bit more. We've got 2 holiday specials, Christmas specials, that you might want to enjoy during the holiday season. But more importantly, I want you to think of me as your free tech support. I used to work at tech support for various companies, Windows-based company, Unix-based company, Apple, etc. So I am here to help you make your life easier when it comes to these tech products. We can talk about 3D printers. We can talk about cutting machines. We could talk about sublimation. I'm not going to help you like debug a printer, but we can talk about different types of printers: lasers, inkjet, sublimation, direct to film, direct to garment. We can talk about those things, but if it's not like printing correctly, that can take hours. So we're not going to do that on the air. But I love answering your questions, and really the best way to reach me is to call our Broadcast Bionics Caller One system using our toll-free telephone number, 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546 is the toll-free telephone number. I always have follow-up questions, so this is really the best way. But you can reach out. Maybe you're listening to the archive, the podcast, you're watching the YouTube live feed via a replay. You can drop us an email. You can send us a text or a voicemail. Email show@onlinetonight.com. Text voicemail 951-395-1017. Data rates may apply. Leaving your voicemail is your authorization to broadcast your likeness. That number one more time, 951-395-1017. Victoria's producing the show. She's answering your calls, checking for your messages on all the different platforms. This portion of the show is brought to you by Paramount Plus. It's officially fall, and the sports seasons obviously have changed. Basketball, football, baseball's over. So Paramount Plus, you can live stream all the different football games that are airing on your local CBS affiliates. You can find out all that Paramount Plus has to offer by visiting our website, onlinetonight.com/stream. And the show is also brought to you by my new line of pirate-themed shirts and different merchandise, cups and mugs. Well, that's the same thing. Mugs, tote bags, caps, like baseball caps. By visiting onlinetonight.com/store. I'm not wearing my own shirt today. I am working with this wonderful VO company, and this is one of their tools to help make your life easier. So that is good. So we'll jump in. Amazon products. They've got a recall going on. You might check your audio settings, by the way, for my producer in my ear. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission recalled several products sold on Amazon due to serious safety hazards, including fire, burns, choking, magnet ingestion. This usually happens with the smaller kids. and battery ingestion. This one concerns me just as much as the magnets. But here's kind of what's going on and what you should look for. The INIU, and I don't even know how to pronounce that, is a 10,000 milliamp hour portable battery bank. It's usually called the model BI-B41. It's got some specific serial number, so you're going to want to check. They were recalled due to overheating, fires, and property damage, minor burn injuries. About 200,000 of the units were sold. Consumers should stop using them right away. Request a refund. You don't throw them in the garbage, by the way. You need to take them to a hazardous waste facility so they can dispose of them correctly, and they know how to handle the battery if it catches on fire. If you put it in the trash can and it ends up in a landfill, it could be really, really bad. So don't do that. The Hydro Jug 14-ounce children tumbler, which has a serial number of 235010, has been recalled because the handle rivets can detach, and some children will then swallow those, and it could be a choking hazard. 17,000 units of those are affected. Consumers should absolutely stop using those right away and keep them out of the reach of children. You can get a free replacement lid if you'd like. This one was the most surprising to me because this is a brand name we all know and trust. I don't know the other names. Not that I'm saying they're bad, but when you think of crayons, Crayola, art, and crafts, you think Crayola. And they have a pretty good reputation, but they want you to be aware that their Create On Pip Cubes, which are magnetic building kits, are being recalled because some of the internal magnets can come loose, and then children could swallow them. And that could, in some cases, can lead to death or serious injury. So it's not something to mess around with. If you've got this, you want to make sure that you get them away from the young ones. 9,500 sets are sold. Were sold at Michael's and through Amazon. So if you have those, then you might want to move them to higher ground temporarily until you can check out what the issues are. And then consumers are urged to immediately stop using all the recalled products and follow the manufacturer or the CPSC's instructions for refund, replacement, and proper disposal. One of my favorite companies, Miss Victoria and I have used them for a long time. They used to be a sponsor of one of our shows, and I was very, very sad to hear that they have filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy. One, because we used them. Two, they were wonderful people. I believe it was Natalie over there, if I remember correctly. She was fantastic. And they really started a product category. What am I talking about? I am talking about iRobot. They are filing for bankruptcy, and they will take the company private as part of the restructuring project. The company does not expect any disruptions in Roomba service, apps, customer programs, product support, or supply chain during this process. iRobot has faced increased competition. They've had layoffs, and their stock price has been going down over recent years. A lot of international competition for them. Amazon planned a $1.7 billion acquisition of iRobot in 2022, but then they canceled their plans in 2024 due to government regulations, really. They kind of objected to it, mostly in the European Union, and Amazon was going to pay over $94 million, though they did pay $94 million as a termination fee for the deal not going through. iRobot is being acquired by an Asian company out of China, its primary contract manufacturer, which has produced over 20 million iRobot branded vacuum cleaners. And then very quickly, OpenAI has announced ChatGPT upgrades. I think we told you last week how they had the red, code red, and they were, not going to do this and that or start the ads yet. So OpenAI has announced an upgrade to ChatGPT images that significantly improves image generation speed and following your instructions. The update delivers up to 4 times faster image generation, more precise editing, and better adherence to your instructions. OpenAI says the improvements to ChatGPT images From novelty use to practical high-fidelity image creation for everyday and real-world applications. Some people complained recently about either a McDonald's commercial or a Coke commercial that was generated via AI. So people can see these things, and they don't necessarily like it. To prioritize improving ChatGPT, OpenAI is delaying other initiatives such as the personal assistant, some of their advertising efforts, and some of their AI agents. Are you using these things? Let me know. Online tonight. Stay tuned.
Looking for a one-of-a-kind gift or to complete your own collection? Sumerian Collection offers a wide variety of vintage goods with new items added weekly. Books, collectibles, clothing items, jewelry, gadgets, and gizmos galore. Many items are from the 1960s, 70s, and 80s, but exclusive finds from earlier time periods become available as well. Rare vintage items include dolls from around the world and foreign language books. Online shopping at Sumerian Collection is a breeze, with Etsy's secure payment processing and shipping to U.S. locations included free with every purchase. Visit SumerianCollection.etsy.com to see what's new and vintage this week. SAMERIAN Collection.etsy.com. SAMERIAN Collection.etsy.com. Sumerian Collection.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify. 800-908-3082. 800-908-3082. 800-908-3082. That's 800-908-3082.
You say you'd never give in to a meltdown. Never let kids' toys take over the house. And never fill your feed with kid photos. You'd never plan your life around their schedule. Never lick your thumb to clean their face. And you'd never let them leave the house looking like less than their best. You say you'd never put a pacifier in your mouth to clean it. Never let them stay up too late. And never let them run wild through the grocery store.
Peanut on aisle 6. And aisle 3.
So when you say you'd never let them get into a car without you there, no, it can happen. 1 in 4 hot car deaths happen when a kid gets into an unlocked car and can't get out. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
It's what we were taught, trained, and told to do.
It could be for anything. Helping a friend move.
Listening to a fellow veteran for hours, at any hour of the day.
Or just simply making time for people. A neighbor, a loved one, or even a stranger.
We're often the first to help others. There's no question about it.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
Perhaps it's time to do for yourself what you would do for others.
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
All right, this hour's Geek Speak, where we take a tech term and turn it into plain English right before your very ears, is joystick. We're going to have a little bit of fun. This Geek Speak is powered by Anchor. I'm so excited that Anchor has launched their new Nano wireless car charger. That means that your phone is held securely within view while using the QI2 certified 15-watt wireless charging pad. Plus, the wireless charging pad is detachable, so you can take it with you. And the charging head rotates 360 degrees. It tilts 45 degrees to help you find the most comfortable viewing angle. Please don't watch the game or movies or anything like that while you're driving. Maybe just directions, and then use your voice service to read your texts and things like that. It's safer. I want you to be safe out there so that you can make it to the new year and all the way through the rest of the years of your life. You can check out all the great Anchor products at onlinetonight.com/anchor, onlinetonight.com/ANKER. Now, as close as we are to the holiday, I thought toys, games, joystick. A joystick is an input device used to control video games. It consists of a base and a stick that can be moved in any direction. The stick can be moved at different speeds and in different amounts. Some can also rotate to the left or the right because of the flexible movements that it allows. It provides much greater control than, say, a keyboard, like the arrows or the things. You can go diagonal. You know, sometimes there's a fire button on there, which is really cool. Joysticks are great for things like flight simulators or flying action games, but there's a lot of other ones that it uses. I used to use a joystick to play Doom. I remember the first one I ever had, which was on my Atari 2600. That was a lot of fun. And then when I got a ColecoVision, they had a very fancy one for playing baseball. It had 5 buttons and like a finger grip, and then the joystick was on the top. A lot of fun to play that way versus trying to do all these things on your keyboard. So there you go. That is this hour's Geek Speak. Joystick. Joy stick.
Online Tonight.
Helps if I push the right buttons, right? Just so excited today. Don't forget the phone lines are open. Use our Broadcast Bionics Caller One system and use our toll-free telephone number 1-800-39-ONLINE. 1-800-396-6546. Sometimes I say online funny. Don't forget, you can also follow me on X and Instagram. I use the same account name on both platforms, at Max Smart Radio, at Max Smart Radio. So check me out there, Miss Victoria.
We have a question from Lisa in Portland, and she texted us this.
Okay.
I do a lot of work FaceTimes. I do a lot of work FaceTimes and Zooms from my Mac. And now that it's getting dark so early, I've noticed how dim the lighting looks. I don't have much room on my desk to add lighting, so can you recommend something that would work with my laptop and not take up a lot of space?
Yeah. I mean, you can always get external lights. You mentioned FaceTime, so that means you have a Mac. That's, I'm going to guess.
She also said Mac.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, Zoom's from my Mac. Yeah, absolutely. I heard FaceTime. I immediately went to a Mac. So there you go. So, Lisa, if you decide to upgrade to 26.3, or is it 26.2? 26.2 on your desktop, Tahoe 26.2. They have now added Edge Light. If you have a Macintosh that is a 2024 or newer, it even has this auto dim sensor. It knows about the ambient light around you, and it has a sensor, not a Mac Mini. I don't think the Mac Minis have this sensor, but like the iMacs and the MacBook Airs, the MacBook Pro, those types of things. They have the sensor that knows, hey, the lights in your room are dim, and it can change the illumination on your keyboard. It can also automatically turn on your Edge Light when you're in a conferencing app, whether it's Zoom or FaceTime. So that is kind of cool. And it is basically a virtual ring light. It just takes up about a quarter to just under half an inch of the edge of your screen. So it kind of shrinks your screen down and then creates this light around the edge. And you can actually change the mood of the light. That's the word I want to use. So you can make it a blue kind of bright light. You can make it more rosy. I use obviously rosy ones here because the bright ones hurt my eyeballs and make my eyeballs glow like I'm an alien or something. So the feature uses the Neural Engine. It only works on the M1 series, by the way. M1, M2, M3, M4, M5. You got to have one of the newer Apple Silicon machines. This is not going to work on an Intel one, and those are obviously not from 2024 or newer. But even if you have a 2020 M1 MacBook Air and you update to Tahoe 26.2, going to work for you. So that's kind of neat. You'll just have to manually turn it on and off. And it, again, goes around the edge of the screen. And it will work with external cameras. Let's say you're using like a, I don't know, an LG or a Samsung monitor and you have a Logitech or something out there. It doesn't matter what the camera is because the light from your laptop is going to shine on you. As an example, like, I don't know if you can tell the difference. I have a pretty bright screen. I'm looking at myself on the screen. So I have a pretty bright screen. It adds a little bit of light to what I'm doing. And that's why I use this mode, the light mode, instead of the dark mode while I'm on the air, because it gives just a little bit of extra light, lights my chin, and I don't get so much shadow on my nose and things like that. But now you don't have to do these weird tricks. You can just turn on the edge light, and there it goes. And as I mentioned, you can adjust the brightness of the edge light. You can adjust the color temperatures. You just use the sliders in the preferences, and hopefully that will help you. And I would love to hear back on how you're using it. Maybe next year, if you want to do a quick FaceTime, that would be fantastic. Would love to talk to you. Thank you for dropping a note, Lisa. Greatly appreciate it. If you're not listening live and you want to submit a question like Lisa did, you can text 951-395-1017, or you can leave a voicemail. And you can also send an email to show@onlinetonight.com, show@onlinetonight.com. We were just briefly talking about macOS Tahoe. If you are, one of those people that has a lot of money, or maybe you work for a company that likes to spend money on nice displays, if you have an Apple Studio display connected to a Mac, Tahoe has caused some intermittent flickering. Users began reporting the issue back in September. Both the 26.1 and 26.2 updates have made the problem worse, apparently. The flickering occurs most often when switching between apps with bright or white backgrounds, scrolling light web pages, or transitioning from dark to light content. The flicker is usually brief, but it can happen repeatedly within several seconds, and sometimes just pops up randomly. Testing confirms the issue on a MacBook Pro running Tahoe and more. Stay tuned.
At Bon Voyage Earns, we love our pets. We couldn't imagine our lives without them. But we know that when they pass on, we want to treat them with the respect they deserve, because they're family members too. Bon Voyage Earns makes biodegradable, marine-safe urns for the delivery of pets' cremated remains to a beautiful resting place in the Pacific Ocean. Love them while you have them. Give them a proper send-off when it's time. More information at bvorns.com.
There's no better way to bond with your cats than with a special treat. Lick and Lap by Vitacraft is a healthy 5-pack saucy tureen snack full of a creamy paste that your cats are going to love. Free from artificial colors, flavors, and preservatives, it's the perfect snack between meals. Lick and Lap is available at Walmart, your local pet stores, and of course, on their website at vitacraft.us.
If you turned 65 recently like me, it's important you find a Medicare Advantage plan that gives you the coverage you're looking for. But finding one can be difficult. The best thing I did, and I suggest you do the same, is call a licensed insurance agent. and let them walk you through your Medicare Advantage plan options. There are so many benefits you have access to, so make the call now and let the representatives explain everything to you. Our licensed insurance agents can offer you a variety of Medicare Advantage plans. Plus, the call is free, the information is free, and there's no obligation to enroll. We're here to make it easy for you to select a Medicare Advantage plan that may work for your needs. Finding a Medicare Advantage plan can be easy if you do what I did. Make a quick call right now to learn more. Thank you.
800-439-7851. 800-439-7851. 800-439-7851. That's 800-439-7851.
Out here, in the middle of all these acres, it can feel like you're the only person on Earth. And sometimes, that's how it feels when you're going through tough times. Stress builds up, you have trouble sleeping, maybe your mind is racing and you just don't feel like yourself. So what do? We get help. Lots of people are struggling with their mental health. It's more common than you think. The good news is, there are people in our community who are here for us when times are tough. Sometimes, just talking to someone can make all the difference in the world, so we don't feel so alone. One thing you can do is visit loveyourmindtoday.org for simple steps you can take to find the right solution for you. Whether it's hearing stories about what other people are going through or finding the resources we need to navigate the stresses in our lives. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that we can give our daughters everything they need to grow and learn. But not every child can focus on classes and play dates.
Nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. face hunger. That's 1 in 6. School lunch might be their only meal each day, and it's heartbreaking to imagine any child going to bed hungry. We're dreaming of a perfect day when kids can smile, play, and just be kids without worrying about where their next meal will come from. Feeding America is working to make that perfect day a reality.
Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste. That food is given to families and children in need. Being a kid should be about doing things that make an ordinary day extraordinary. Learning to play an instrument, building a sandcastle, hosting tea parties. Hunger should never be an obstacle to growing up.
You can help end childhood hunger in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
We're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go, almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
We're on the air live tonight. 1-800-39-ONLINE. 1-800-396-6546 is the number.
Online tonight.
Hello. Hey. Hello. Hello. Hey, everybody. Hello there, sir.
Hey, wait a minute.
Hello, hi, and how are you? All right, this is Online Tonight. My name is Max. Thank you so much for joining me. Greatly appreciate it, regardless of how you're listening, whether it's live, through the podcast, from the archive right on the website. Maybe you're watching the YouTube stream live, or you grab the archive of the video later. However it is, I greatly appreciate you including me in your day. You can use our Broadcast Bionics Caller One system by using our toll-free telephone number at 1-800-39-ONLINE, 1-800-396-6546. You can also reach out to the show via our email address, show@onlinetonight.com. Very easy to remember. Get to the show by going to show@onlinetonight.com via email. You can also send us a text or voicemail, 951-395-1017. Before we jump into our movie holiday specials, we have two of them to share with you if we have time. Let me tell you about how excited I am about the Govee Neon Rope Light 2. It's like a neon sign, but it doesn't have all the gas. It doesn't use up as much energy. It comes with clips and things so you can make those great bends and things. And if you're like really good at it, you can even kind of clip them and put on little extension wires. And I think that's what I'm going to have to do to get my logo done. So that's why I'm a little hesitant. But it does come in two sizes, 10 foot and 16.4 foot. So, you know, if you mess up a little bit, you want to get the bigger one so that you will have enough to complete the design that you want. Learn more about Govee's products by visiting our website, onlinetonight.com/Govee, onlinetonight.com/GOVEE. Now, our movie review.
Trying to delete that question.
From Hollywood.
One very important thing, mate. I'm Captain Jack Sparrow.
Blockbusters, tearjerkers, family fare.
Everything is awesome.
What's worth seeing in the theater, and what should you just watch at home?
Are you a good witch or a bad witch?
Here are your hosts.
I'm Max.
And I'm Victoria.
And sometimes my touch screen doesn't actually work. It picks a different button than what I actually pushed. So,
sure, blame the equipment.
Yeah, I'm going to blame the equipment today. I want to share with you, we'll start with this first one. It is called The First Snow of Fraggle Rock on Apple TV. And this is a Jim Henson production, like with the Muppets people.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully you know what Fraggle Rock is. Otherwise, you're not going to know about the human world and the Fraggle Rock world and all the smaller creatures. What are the smaller creatures called? Do you know, Miss Victoria?
Doozers.
Doozers? Oh, yeah, they do things. They make things. In this case, they're trying to make snow.
Yep.
And then the main character, what's the main character's name?
Gobo.
And he needs to do his holiday song, which he hasn't even started yet. So he's a little bit panicked about that. Well, where's
feel him? I feel him. It's the holidays. I can understand.
Where's he going to get his inspiration? Maybe he'll get a postcard from his uncle. It's his uncle, right?
Yeah.
Or his grandfather.
His uncle.
So that's always fun. And you want to share the premise other than that and about the human world and his adventures, and
you
want to talk about the voice people?
I am not an expert on Fraggle Rock by any means. It's something that kind of got past me for the longest time.
Uh-huh.
And so when Apple started offering these on Apple TV, that's really when I first became acquainted with the Fraggles.
Partly because Miss Jennifer is such a big fan of the Muppets and Jim Henson creations.
So the community of Fraggles lives in Fraggle Rock, and there's always something going on. And because, what's his name? Gobo?
Yes.
Because he is, well, I guess there's a series of events that have to happen. It has to snow, and then they celebrate that with this song. And so he's all wound up about it. And everybody wants to get those things out of the way so they can do all the things that they do when it snows. So it's kind of ritualistic for them. And as happens in Fraggle Rock, Gobo goes through the break in the wall that leads out to the human world and gets his postcard out of the mail, out of the trash, because the people who run I'm not sure what kind of business it is.
I feel like she's a scientist, and then she has a dog, which is a Muppet dog.
Yeah. I remember the dog from something called The Storyteller that was a Jim Henson or a Henson production back in the 80s, maybe.
I think the dog's name is Sprocket. The dog's name is Sprocket, I think. Gobo is Gobo, for those who don't know, which is kind of like a light. if you're into, DJing. It's a light.
Ah.
But that's, I guess he is the light of the Fraggle Rock in some senses. He always seems to be very positive, though he does get frustrated and confused sometimes, which is, he always finds a way to get through.
Well, what I like about
I do want to talk about the other one as well. So.
Okay, but what I like about that is it's relatable. Gobo's frustration and anxiety is like a human characteristic, and so it makes it very relatable. I think it's fun. This is like 34 minutes long, and kind of festive because it involves snow, but there's no mention of like actual holidays or
and
anything.
singing. They're singing.
Singing.
So if you don't like musical puppets, then you don't want to watch this.
If you don't like musical puppets, then you're no friend of mine.
Well, that's all what the whole Muppet Show thing was about. So that's our first holiday special, The First Snow of Fraggle Rock on Apple TV. Let's move on to Prep and Landing, The Snowball Protocol on Disney+.
And this is clearly all about Christmas.
Well, they're elves from the North Pole.
Right.
That have a job that they don't always do very well.
And Prep and Landing goes way back, not way back.
Oh, it goes back. Like the first movie is from a long time ago.
Not like 1968.
Oh, no, you're right.
It goes back. This is a Disney property, and the original one came out in
2009.
And that was also, so they're always shorts or specials. Although I think one of them along the way might have been a movie. They call it a film series, but short films, obviously. And it's about the elves and the jobs that they do. And then, of course, the screw-ups that happen. And that's where the comedy comes in. It's animated, and it's...
Wayne and Lanny are the main characters. And Dave Foley returns. The original voice cast, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe so. At least the ones that I recognize.
Great impression.
The what?
I said if it wasn't them, it was a great impression.
Well, I know that it was Dave Foley and Sarah Chalk, and they were in the original cast.
Perfect. So the story in this one is?
The story in this one is that something happens on their Christmas Eve work.
Yeah.
That they lose a piece of equipment. And they're very, Wayne is very concerned about getting in trouble for that. And so he doesn't want Lanny to mention it to anybody. But they get called into the big man's office.
Santa Claus.
Yes. And Wayne wants to go first, but they take Lanny first. And then when he comes out, he's kind of sheepish or looks guilty. And then Wayne gets to go in, and Santa asks him about things, and he blurts out these other
stories.
So we get a couple of stories.
Let me tell you what the Snowball Protocol is. It's when two elves go out on a mission to prep, hence the word Prep and Landing. They get the site ready. They're kind of like a wedding planner. They get all the flowers ordered. They get all the stockings fluffed up. They make sure the tree is lit so that when the big guy makes it, the place is ready for him to just get in and get out and do that. So they prepare the home, right?
Yep.
And so they're a pair. And so the Snowball Protocol basically is kind of like a pirate code or a thieves code. They're like, this is a secret, and you're not going to share it with anybody under any circumstances. So it's kind of like this agreement that they have. But Wayne thinks that Lanny has spilled the beans, and he's concerned, and so he then goes off on all these other mess-ups that he's had. Final words?
I think this is fun and an easy thing to watch with your family, and great for Christmas.
Yeah, you don't have to take it very seriously. It's just a fun little time. It's animated. I think it'll, while you're trying to get the pie in the oven or whatever it is you're doing, it'll buy you some time. And it's a fun little jaunt. It's online tonight. Stay tuned.
If you're an author interested in turning your works into audiobooks, Narrate Your Own Book is for you. Since 2005, David H. Lawrence XVII has taught 3,000 students the ins and outs of voiceover work, including narration of audiobooks. As an author, your curriculum includes more than the performance and recording aspects of narration. You also learn how to prepare your manuscript to become an audiobook and market it once it's finished. Visit narrateyourownbook.com for more information and a sample class. narrateyourownbook.com.
Put your phone on D&D. That means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always sing with me. So put your phone on D&D. That means that do not disturb when you're driving. And when you're going from point A to B, I need you to stay safe, please, so always remember this beat.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
We call ourselves ASAP Travel for one reason. We can help you book a ticket ASAP. For those of you that don't know, that means as soon as possible. That means no wait time. You get through right away. No searching online. Our specialty is the lowest available fares on the big name airlines. You know them. We can't tell you their names. You can fly domestically or internationally and save more money than you could if you call the airlines directly. Our proprietary software goes underneath the hood of the major airline booking systems and finds you the best rates available. So if you're ready to make your travel plans right now, business or vacation travel, we have all the major airlines always at great rates. Call ASAP Trips and we'll have your ticket in your inbox in 15 minutes. Call this number now.
800-515-4035. 800-515-4035. 800-515-4035. That's 800-515-4035.
You can't escape a traffic jam. Know what else you can't escape? Seasonal allergies. And you might think you can avoid that coffee stain until... Oh, really? You can't escape a lot of things in life, but you can escape prediabetes. Prediabetes captures 1 in 3 adults. There are usually no signs of prediabetes. In fact, most people don't even know they have it. But with early diagnosis, you can change the outcome and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Take action by taking the 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. You might not be able to escape having this song stuck in your head, but you can escape prediabetes. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org today. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 in the morning, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Where do my friends and other students find their voice? We find our voice through the performing arts, along with millions of other high school students. By expressing yourself in a role on stage, through an instrument, or at the debate podium, the performing arts give us freedom to find ourselves, to find our place. The stage is where I can play, perform, and compete with my friends.
Performing arts at your school is where creativity meets courage. Encourage the students in your life to find their voice through the performing arts. This message presented by the NFHS, where we encourage all students to play, perform, and compete together.
this.
All right, even though we are grown and we are adults, we still absolutely love to watch how Santa makes it across the planet. And the best website to do that is noradsanta.org. noradsanta.org, all one word, noradsanta.org. Every year at this time, I like to share this link because it's such fun to watch for Christmas, especially if you have little ones in your household or you're visiting the little ones for the holidays. On December 24th, you can visit this website where people at the NORAD Track Santa facility, like a control room, they track where Santa is around the world. They also have an iOS app and an Android app to track Santa, and of course, they're on all the socials. Figure out how close the man in red is to your home on Christmas Eve with this tracker. And I would say, even though Miss Jennifer is now in her 20s, we still like to see where Santa is so that we can get all bundled up in our jammies and head off to bed so that we don't miss the excitement of the next morning. So it's a good motivator for some of the young ones too, to help them get to their room and snuggle down for the night. So that is noradsanta.org, noradsanta.org. That is this hour's Bookmark This. And this Bookmark This is brought to you by my new line of pirate-themed shirts and merchandise, which I'm not wearing today, but special thanks to swagtothemax.com, who I have teamed up with. I saw their name and I said, hey, could I run my new merch line through you? And they said, absolutely. If you want to find out more about it, go to onlinetonight.com/store. That'll take you right to the t-shirt section, where they also have mugs and tote bags and caps on that section. And we're the top 3 pirate-themed shirts right at the top. So hopefully you'll check that out and get some joy out of that, as much joy as I have in making them for you.
Online tonight.
Wow, I just am not doing well with the buttons today. Moved them around because I thought it would be easier, and now I'm still in muscle memory of where it was before. Don't worry, I'll get it. I'm trying to always make it better for you. I want to share with you a little bit of entertainment news. I don't know how much entertainment this actually is, but I found these things entertaining. I like to go to Google Street View and some of these other things, and something I never actually played with, and now I wish I had because now it's gone. I'm talking about Apple has quietly discontinued flyover tours. These were things like in Vegas and Albuquerque and Toronto and other like cities and landmarks, but they have now taken that feature out of Apple Maps. The removal appears to have happened around the launch of iOS 26. It went largely unnoticed because I guess a lot of people weren't really using it. Flyover City Tours, which was introduced back in 2014 with iOS 8 and Yosemite, macOS 10 Yosemite, offered these automated aerial tours of major landmarks. While the flyover feature is now gone, the flyover imagery itself is still available. So more than 350 cities still support 3D flyover imagery in Apple Maps. And I'm going to say, I don't know that I believe that because I tried on an old machine. I tried on a Mojave machine. I tried on a Ventura machine. I tried on a bunch of different machines. I can't find it. I can't get it to work. The flyover imagery is created using data collected by small aircraft to generate these detailed 3D views of buildings and landmarks. The feature is now unavailable in some regions due to privacy and security restrictions. So maybe that's my problem. The flyover icon that previously launched city tours has been removed from city search results. So maybe that's why I can't find it. Maybe somebody can give me a back door. Send me a text or a message or an email and let me know how I could maybe check this out on Mojave because I'm lost. And now that it's been taken away from me, I want to at least see it so that I know what I'm missing. What a weird way to put it. More entertainment news. I thought this was very interesting. because I had information wrong. You know that Charlie Brown's Thanksgiving, Charlie Brown's Christmas, Charlie Brown's things, and they even had Snoopy Goes to Space. Those were all on Apple TV. For whatever reason, I thought that Apple had purchased the rights to the Peanuts gang. It turns out that is not at all true. Sony Pictures Entertainment and Sony Music Entertainment of Japan have agreed to acquire WildBrain's 41% stake in Peanuts Holding LLC. Sony will pay 630 million Canadian dollars, which is about 450 million American dollars, for this stake, pending approval from the governments. After the deal, Sony will indirectly own 80% of Peanuts Holding LLC, whereas the Charles M. Schultz family will retain the additional 20%. So Apple wasn't in here at all. They didn't own any of it. They own the rights to air it, I guess. And during the holidays, even if you don't have an Apple TV video account, you can usually go in there and watch it without having to pay the monthly fee. Sony Music Entertainment Japan will lead management of the Peanuts division or business in partnership with Sony Pictures Entertainment. Sony says the deal will help expand and elevate the Peanuts brand using its global network and expertise. We have a theme park in Southern California called Knott's Berry Farm. They have a whole Snoopy land, so that's kind of neat. WildBrain will eliminate all of its debt from the sale and redirect resources towards other franchises that it owns, like Teletubbies and Strawberry Shortcake. I know people that are fans of both of those. WildBrain will remain a multi-year partner and will distribute Peanuts content, managing the Snoopy YouTube channel, and will handle licensing in several international regions. WildBrain will continue operating an exclusive production studio for this type of content, including an animated feature film under a partnership with Apple TV that has been renewed through 2030. Very quickly, Chris Evans looks like he's going to be returning to the Avengers.
What?
Doomsday. Are you very excited?
I am so super excited. He's my favorite Avenger.
And not only will he be back, he is going to be Steve Rogers' Captain America. Sometimes they announce that a celebrity's coming back, like Robert Downey Jr. is going to be Doomsday. And then they say Chris Evans is coming back, but Chris Evans is coming back as Captain America. So that's going to be
is he our Captain America?
Well, who knows with all the different dimensions and timelines. But it's going to be very interesting. And now I'm a little bit more interested in watching Doomsday than I might have before. If you missed any portion of the show, don't forget to head over to onlinetonight.com, where you can subscribe to the podcast, watch the YouTube archive, and more. Stay tuned.
Online Tonight is produced and copyrighted by Smart Family Media. All rights reserved. Host Maxwell Smart. Producer and other hats worn by Victoria Smart. Views and opinions expressed are those of the host, guest, and callers, and are not necessarily those of the station, its management, affiliates, or other advertisers.
From Los Angeles, this is Online Tonight